Now, one of the most commonly used term in expressing the concentration of the solution is molarity, which is represented by capital M. So, now let's define what is this molarity. Definition. Molarity of a solution is defined as number of moles of solute. Number of moles of solute present per liter of the solution. So number of moles of solute divided by total volume of solution. This solution must be expressed in terms of liters. So that means how many moles of solute is present per liter of the solution. That ratio is what we call as molarity. So now look at this. If number of moles we define by small n, then total volume is V, that is L. So if you look at this carefully, this number of moles, we define this number of moles this by mass divided by molar mass. Let me use this mm divided by volume in liter. So this is mass divided by molar mass, which represents number of moles into volume in terms of liter. So this is how we define molarity, number of moles of solute divided by total volume of solution, that is N by V. So please keep this thing in mind. The total volume of the solution should always be in terms of liter. If there is any other unit other than liter, so we have to convert this into force liter. So take this ratio and this gives you molarity of the solution. Number of moles is defined as mass divided by molar mass. So if the mass of the substance is given to you, then also we can define this molarity. So if you look at this relationship carefully, molarity is equals to number of moles divided by volume in terms of liters. So therefore number of moles is always equals to molarity into volume of the solution. So while doing this, one thing we have to keep in mind is volume must be expressed in terms of liter. Second look at this. Number of moles is mass by mass. So mass is temperature independent, so number of moles is temperature independent. Whereas volume is a temperature dependent quantity. Increasing temperature, volume decreases. Decreasing temperature, volume undergoes contraction. So because of this expansion and contraction of the volume due to heating or cooling effect, this molarity also changes with temperature. So is a temperature dependent. So molarity is a temperature dependent quantity. Why? Because volume is inversely related to temperature. Temperature is more, volume is less. So if you look at this, if volume is directly proportional to temperature, you increase the temperature, expansion, so increase in temperature, volume increases, so molarity will decrease. Decrease in temperature, volume decreases, so molarity will increase. So this is how we define molarity. Now this molarity has got a unit. So unit of molarity is molar. So if anywhere molar is written and molar, M-O-L-A-R, so molar means the concentration expressed in terms of molarity. So this is what we define as molarity. So let me give you an example here. So now look at this. 4 gram of sodium hydroxide is dissolved in 500 ml of water. So we have 4 gram of sodium hydroxide dissolved in 500 ml of water. What is the molarity of the solution? Molarity given. So first of all, look at this. We have this molarity as number of moles divided by volume. So we have total volume is 500 ml. Now we record this number of moles, but instead of this number of moles, question says we have 4 gram of sodium hydroxide is dissolved. So we have 4 gram. So that means this is expressed in terms of gram. So we have to use this relationship. Molarity is equals to mass of the solute divided by molar mass into volume expressed in terms of liter. So therefore, molarity of the solution is mass divided by molar mass into volume in terms of liter. So mass is 4. Molar mass of sodium hydroxide is 40 into this is 500. So this must be expressed in terms of liter. So we multiply this by 1000. So this comes out to be the molarity. So this is the molarity of solution. We can cancel out here. So 8 by 40. So this is 0.2 molar. So this is the concentration of the solution in which 4 gram of sodium hydroxide is dissolved in 500 ml of water. So look at this. In many questions, direct number of moles may be given to you. Then it's very easy to define. If number of moles is not defined but in terms of mass is given, then first we have to convert this mass into number of moles by use of this relationship, because number of moles is equal to mass divided by molar mass. So once we have this number of moles, then we have to divide that number of moles by total volume. Keeping in mind that volume must be expressed in terms of liter, not in terms of decimeter cube, not in terms of ml, or not in terms of centimeter cube, or not in terms of meter cube. So this is molarity. Some or more related to molarity. Now during dilution, so we have a process known as dilution process. So dilution means to decrease concentration, to decrease the concentration, by adding more volume of solvent. So we are increasing the volume of solution by adding extra solvent. So if the volume of solution is increased, then the molarity will decrease. So this decrease in molarity of the solution concentration by increasing the volume of solution is known as dilution. So now look at this. During this dilution, we are increasing the volume of solvent without changing the quantity of solute. So number of moles of solute does not change. So during dilution, concentration changes because we are increasing the total volume of solution by adding extra volume of solvent. But since only the volume of solvent is increased without changing the quantity of solute, so therefore the number of moles of solute present in the given solution does not change. So therefore look at this. For this type of dilution process, molarity into volume before dilution is equals to molarity into volume after, because molarity into volume is defined as number of moles. So therefore number of moles of solute before dilution and after dilution remains constant because only the concentration changes. So this is the molarity after dilution, this is the total volume after. So molarity into volume before dilution is equals to molarity into volume after dilution. That means number of moles before dilution is equals to number of moles after dilution. So this is number of moles of solute before dilution is equals to number of moles of solute after dilution. Number of moles is molarity into volume. So suppose now look at this. Let me explain this by use of an example. (10 ml of 0.1 molar solution of A is diluted by adding 90 ml of water. So we have a solution of A. So volume is 10 ml, concentration is 0.1 molar, and by adding extra 90 ml of water, then what is the concentration after dilution? Concentration after dilution. What is the concentration after dilution? So now look at this. So we have looked at this before dilution. Molarity into volume before dilution is equals to molarity into volume after dilution. So before dilution molarity is 0.1, volume is 10 ml. 10 ml. So this is also ml, so ml will cancel out. If not, we can cancel it. That is liter is equal. So we have to find molarity after dilution. Total volume is 10 is already present here. We are adding extra 90. So total volume comes out to be 100 ml. Already solution contains 10 ml. To this we are adding extra 90 ml of water. So total volume comes out to be 100. So therefore molarity of solution after dilution will be equals to 0.1 into 10 to the power minus 2 divided by 10 to the power minus 1. So this comes out to be 10 to the power minus 2. So concentration after dilution is 10 to the power minus 2. So initially look at this was 0.1 molar. Now after dilution this comes out to be 0.2 molar. So look at this is how we use the relation of molarity for dilution process. Now another point regarding this molarity is, suppose we have two different solutions are mixed together. Suppose we have solution 1 of A. So यहाँ पर लोग ये solution 1 of A and is mixed with solution 2 of A. So we have same substance A in two different solutions. Concentration is suppose M1, volume is B1, concentration is M2, volume is B2. Now after this mixture, what is the final solution? So this final solution, concentration is suppose M3, volume is V3. Then we have to find the relationship between these two. So we have solution 1, solution 2. These two solutions are mixed to give you the final solution. That is the solution 3. So the relation between these two is M1V1 plus M2V2 is equals to M3V3. So therefore look at this, M1V1 plus M2V2 is equals to M3. V3 is V1 plus V2. So this is the relationship. So by use of this relationship we can define the concentration of the final mixture. Let me explain here. So HCl solution 1 is mixed with HCl solution 2. Concentration is 0.1, 10 ml. This is 0.3 molar and 50 ml. Now after this mixing, find the final concentration of the solution. So we have this relation. This is solution 1, this is solution 2. Solution 1, solution 2. Their respective concentration and volumes are given. So we have to find the final concentration after mixing of this HCl solution. So now look at this, we have this relationship. So therefore M final, this is equals to M3, which is equals to M1V1 plus M2V2 divided by total volume is V1 plus V2. So M1 is 0.1. So 0.1 into 10. So now look at this is ml, this is ml, this is also ml. So ml will cancel out, plus 0.3 into 50 divided by total volume is 10 plus 50, that is 60, so we have 1 plus 15 divided by 60, so this is 16 divided by 60. So this is the final concentration of these two mixture. So this is regarding mixing of two solutions of same substance. If suppose there is a mixing of acid and base, then let's see how we can find the final concentration of acid or base. Now suppose we have a mixture of acid and base. Acid is molarity M1, volume V1, base molarity M2, volume V2. So therefore look at this, number of moles of acid is M1 V1, number of moles of base is M2 V2. Now look at this, Na or NB may be same, or Na may be greater than NB, or NB may be greater than NB. So let's take this case. If Na is greater than NB, that means this base is a limiting reagent. So therefore look, if Na is greater than NB, then number of moles of acid left will be equals to M1 V1. Now look at this, acid plus base, so we have a neutralization reaction. So out of this M1 and V1, this from this M1 and V1, M2 V2 will be consumed by base. So the amount of acid left is M1 V1 minus M2 V2. So if this is the amount of acid left, then the concentration of acid left, will be equals to number of moles of acid left divided by total volume. So number of moles of acid left is M1 V1 minus M2 V2 divided by total volume is V1 plus V2. Similarly, look at this, if number of moles of base is greater than number of moles of A, then number of moles of B left will be equals to M2 V2 minus M1 V1. So therefore the concentration of base left will be equals to M2 V2 minus M1 V1 divided by V1 plus V2. So this is how we define if we have a mixture of acid and base. Let me explain this by using an example here. Suppose we have looked at this, we have a mixture of HCl and sodium hydroxide. So we have 1 molar 20 ml is mixed with 0.3 molar and 10 ml. Then what is the quantity as concentration of this species left? So now look at this, we have number of moles of acid is 0.1 into 20 into 10 to the power minus 3. So we can say this is 2 millimole. Number of moles of B is equals to molarity into volume into 10 to the power minus 3. Minus 3 is milli, so we have 3 millimole. So if you look at this, quantity of base is greater than quantity of acid. So now look at this, number of moles of base is greater than number of moles of acid. So we have the second case. So therefore number of moles of base left will be equals to M2 V2 minus M1 V1. This is equals to 3 minus 2 millimole. So we have 1 millimole of base is left. So therefore concentration of base left will be equals to number of moles of B left divided by total volume. So this is 1 millimole divided by total volume is 20 plus 10 30 ml. So this is the concentration of the species left. So this is how we use the concentration in terms of molarity for defining different types of concentration. Then we have one more concentration term which is often found in solution chemistry is molality. So let's see the definition of molality. This molality is defined by small m. This is defined as number of moles of solute present per kilogram of solvent divided by mass of solvent. This must be in terms of kilograms. So now look at this. Number of moles of solute present per kilogram of solvent. Moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in terms of kilogram. This is defined as the molality. So now look at this. Let the number of moles of solute be N. W be the mass of solvent expressed in terms of kilogram. If this is not expressed in terms of kilogram, then we can write down number of moles into 1000 divided by mass of solvent. This is expressed in terms of gram unit. Now this number of moles is also defined in terms of mass by molar mass. So we can write down mass of the given substance divided by molar mass of the solute. This is number of moles into 1000 into mass of solvent expressed in terms of gram unit. So this is number of moles of solute. This is mass of solvent expressed in terms of gram. So look at this. For defining molality, we express mass in terms of kilogram only. Now look at this. Number of moles is temperature independent. Mass is temperature independent. So this is temperature independent. So molality as a unit of concentration or a method of expressing concentration is temperature independent. Does not vary with temperature. Now this is the molality. We have expressed molarity also. Now there is a relationship between molality and molarity. A relation between molality and molarity. Means once we have molarity, we can convert into molarity, or once we have molarity, we can also convert into molality. So relationship is, let me just write down the relationship. So molality is equals to 1000 into capital M divided by 1000 into D minus, where this M is molality, capital M is molarity, D is density of solution. This is in gram per ml. This M small prime, this is the molar mass of solute. So by use of this relationship, we can convert molality into molarity or molarity into molarity. This is very simple method. You don't need this derivation, just you have to remember this relationship to define the relation between molarity and molarity for quick interconversion. So now look at this. This is not defined in terms of mass of solution. This is defined in terms of mass of solvent. How many moles of solid is present in 1 kilogram of the solvent? So this molality unit is defined as molal. So molal for molarity, molar for molarity. So this is molarity. The first one was molarity. Then we have mole fraction as a method of expressing the concentration of solution. Mole fraction, by this definition, this is defined as by this x pronounced as chi. So mole fraction, this chi of any component I is defined as number of moles of I, number of moles of ith component divided by total number of moles of components. So this ratio, number of moles of any component divided by total number of moles of the components present in the mixture, ratio is defined as mole fraction chi. Now look at this. Numerator is number of moles, denominator is also number of moles. We are having a ratio of number of moles, so this is a unitless quantity, and number of moles is temperature independent, so this is again temperature independent. Temperature independent quantity. So now suppose we have a mixture of A and B. Number of moles of A is Na, number of moles of B is Nb. So therefore mole fraction of A in the mixture is number of moles of A divided by total number of moles, that is number of moles of A plus number of moles of B. Similarly, mole fraction of B in the mixture is number of moles of B divided by total number of moles, that is number of moles of A plus number of moles of B. So number of moles of A plus number of moles of A. So total number of moles is number of moles of A plus number of moles of B. Now look at this is a fraction, so this must be less than 1. So one thing that we have to keep in mind, so mole fraction of components, summation of mole fraction of components is always equals to 1. So that means if we know the mole fraction of A, then we can easily define mole fraction of B, that is 1 minus mole fraction of A. So this is the mole fraction. So we have number of moles of any given component divided by total number of moles. Now there is a relation between mole fraction and molarity and mole fraction and molarity. So let me just give you the relationship. A relation between mole fraction and molality. So we have to look at this. Molality is equals to mole fraction of solute. This is mole fraction of solute into 1000 divided by mole fraction of solvent into molar mass of solvent. So now we have a solid and solvent, so this can be written as mole fraction of solute into 1000 divided by mole fraction of solvent is 1 minus mole fraction of solute into molar mass of solvent. This is the relation between mole fraction and the molarity. Similarly, we also have relation between molarity and mole fraction. Relation between molarity and mole fraction. So molarity capital M is equals to mole fraction of solute into 1000 into density divided by mole fraction of solute into molar mass of solute plus mole fraction of solvent into molar mass of solvent. This is molar mass. So this is the relation between mole fraction and the molarity. So these are some of the methods by which we express the concentration of solute in a given solution. So by use of this we can define how much of the solute is present, and from one to another we can also interconvert. So hopefully we'll enjoy this.